that was sent on 410 at 11:40. Oh, sorry. Let me find it. That was the one I forwarded, Nosh.
Yeah, I think the problem is once I don't print everything. Like I didn't print even Tony and Clay. I have their info here. I'm just reading it off an iPad. I'm trying to not.
All right. Either way, I'll just resend everything for the first show.
Yeah, when it's in its entirety, and if there are changes, then I'll just handwrite them in or update them when we go before we go on the air. I mean, I realize there could be changes or things on the fly, but I know this is for timing, and we're trying to get a rhythm. So, but yeah, there's a lot of different emails. So I'm wondering, should I reprint? Should I just add? So that's probably
what's up, Kevin?
If I get one.
Clay, can you hold your shot right there if possible, please?
Yeah.
Listen, try not to move around too much.
This is tough for me. I get excited.
Should we? Hey, I'm trying to figure out how to get my screen up. I just lost the chat box there. How do I get my screen bigger? Let's see. That's better.
Hey, Steeks, quick question.
What's up?
Is this FCC rules, or can we just say whatever?
I was going to warn you not to curse.
I did something. I'm going to have to call back in.
Man.
I wouldn't. I would keep it clean. Clay. These are getting green around the
camera logo. Turn your camera off. If you can hover your mouse or tap the middle of the screen, you'll see that little icon bar come in the bottom. The red camera looking thing, touch that again, and it'll turn your camera back on. Good. Now your camera's on. Now, if you want your messages to come back, that same icon bar all the way to the right looks like a text window. Touch that, and that text that sidebar come up with all the texts in it. Looks like you touched your camera again. Yeah.
I got to get the icon back, and it's not showing up. How do you get it?
Okay. Just anywhere other than you know where your picture is of you. That'll go under the icon bar. You kind of move that around. So you don't see like a gray little. No, you hit the camera part again. Well, when the camera goes out, what exactly are you doing?
Well, right now I'm seeing the 4 picture right now, which is great. But I'm not seeing the chat box, which obviously I need. And that was when I saw that it was blocking. That's what I was trying to do. It was blocking the 2 guys on one side, and I want to see their reaction. So I was trying to move it, but I'm not seeing the chat. The chat box.
So when you get that little icon bar, if you're using a laptop or a computer,
no, I'm on my iPhone.
Yeah, you're on your iPhone. Just right in the middle of the screen. Touch it with your finger.
Middle of the screen? Okay. At the top
right
or
the middle? Just in the middle. I want the icon bar to come up.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
do you see that?
Right.
All the way to the right-hand side is your text window. Touch that, and it'll turn that text screen back on, and you'll see your text.
All right, I got it.
See him now?
All right. Yeah, I do. But is there a way? I assume this is Kevin.
You can't move it. It's no, you can't move it around.
We can't. Okay. So that's good enough. I can kind of see. I can kind of see who is that. Clay with the T-shirt and the greens. Is that you, Clay? He's blocked partially, but it'd be nice. Okay, hi Clay. It's good to see his face while we're doing this. If there's a reaction or something, so I don't know. I guess we'll just have to live with it. All right. Would this be better if I was on? I have next time I'm going to do it for. Well, I have to change everything. Would it be better on a laptop or no? Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Right now, you've got pretty good image, and I mean.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah. As long as the picture.
Do you have the whiteboard?
The iPhone, because the camera had the camera here had the best thing. Yeah, so the whiteboard.
Perfect.
is here, right? Okay, I'll move it.
Yep.
I gotta make sure I frame it. Okay,
And Chris, can you tilt down your camera a small touch, please? Just tilt it down a small touch,
Tilt it.
please.
Small. Okay, tilt it down. Whoops. Is that enough, or is that okay?
That's the same. Can you go a little lower, please?
Okay. Yeah. Let me. I'm gonna I have to stack some books because the bracket thing is turned down enough. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Nobody's won yet. Okay, I got a second.
You got a toaster, or is that the score?
Bear with me. I gotta try to balance this out.
No problem.
home
This is
version.
what this is for. That's why we rehearse.
The discounted home version. Okay, what did I? Okay, so let me hold on. I lost my the right picture that I had there. Shoot. So how do I? Let me get that back. Do I need? Should I be seeing just myself in the chat box or no?
Yes, just yourself.
Oh, okay, that is accurate. Okay. All right, let me have that. Okay, and then guide me again on tilt down, or what do you want there?
Down a touch if you can.
Down a touch, like there.
Right there.
Is that better?
Yep. And then
Is that good?
can you slide a touch to your left? You're just you, not the camera. Just
me.
you.
Oh, okay. Me. Did I move that? Sorry if I already.
Yeah, you moved the
misread
camera.
that.
There you go.
Okay. So my left still, or is
Yep.
that all right? Okay.
Your
Little
left,
bit
just
to
a
my
small
left.
touch.
Okay.
There you go. Right there is good.
Okay. All right.
All right. All right, let's give this a shot. Everyone ready to roll?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Ready.
Quick
I
question.
have fun.
All right, Tony and Clay, quick heads up. Chris will start on this single shot. He'll explain the rules, or he'll welcome you guys in. He'll explain the rules, and then we'll start with Tony first. And how it'll work is there's always the one like really egregious option that's clearly not the answer, like how Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is involved. So in the beginning, if you can just talk your way through the answer, even if you know it right away, just give us like a 10 or 15-second thought about it. So just, it's clearly not D because of X, Y, and Z. So I'm going to go with B is the answer and then say it. You know what I mean? So even if you know it right away, don't just say the answer. Kind of talk your way through it for TV purposes. And I'll try to help you guys out because you won't be able to see any of the options. You just have to hear them because we don't have graphics for this rehearsal part. It'll be added in post. So I'll try to help on the message bar if it's A, B, C, or D in terms of what the options are, in case you don't hear the letters exactly how they are. If that helps.
Cool. Yeah, that does.
All right, let's go ahead and give this a shot. Chris, here we go in 5, 4. Remember, it's Miller Lite too. 3, 2.
And we welcome you to Play at Home on the Marquee Sports Network. Think of sports, fun, trivia, Chicago-centric style. I'm your host, Chris Myers, and from our home to yours, glad you'll be playing along with us. Play at Home, presented by Miller Lite. We have 2 contestants. They're battling each other. We'll get one winner. You'll have think of it as a 9-inning game. The first 6 multiple choice questions get a little tougher. You can score more. At the end, you'll have a chance, regardless of the score, to rally in a walk-off question in which you'll have a lot to say about what that is worth. Let's meet our contestants, and you along at home can guess or test your knowledge. I have all the answers here, not because I'm smart, but we have a researcher, Chris Antonacci, Notch we call him, and we'll meet him in a moment. But let's say hi to our contestants. There's Notch. Okay, well, he's better if you just look at him and you don't hear him because he knows too much. He'll keep rambling. But he'll be there as our researcher. I kid because I care. But any mistakes we make, he will certainly correct us to make sure it's accurate and factual. Let's say hi to Tony Andracki, currently a writer, digital content manager for Marquee Sports Network, formerly NBC Sports Chicago, worked the Cubs beat in some capacity for a decade, a graduate from Illinois State University. Tony, thanks for being with us. You ready to play? You excited?
Yeah, I'm ready to beat Clay for sure.
He's already naming and calling out his opponent, Clay Hurlbut, currently a Marquee Sports Network production assistant, a stand-up comedian. who performs
That's
regularly at the Laugh Factory in Chicago, also works as a Wrigley Field tour guide, knowledgeable in Cubs history and the city of Chicago in general. So that's a lot. That's a pretty impressive resume, Clay. All that good. What are you doing here on this show? What happened?
coronavirus hit, my career is over, so here I am.
So we're all waiting it out at home. Well, if you guys are ready to play, let's give it a shot. Now, these first in the early innings here worth 1 run. So we'll start with Tony. And here you go, multiple choice. Which American League team played against the Cubs on opening day in 2019? A, Texas Rangers, B, Chicago White Sox, C, New York Yankees, or D, the Chicago Bulls?
Well, it's pretty clearly not the Bulls, so you could easily rule that one out. I don't think the
Well,
Cubs
good.
and
I'm
White
glad
Sox.
you're awake, Tony.
Yeah, all good. Cubs and White Sox haven't played on opening day in a while. I'm going to go with A, Rangers. Final answer.
That is correct. Very good. You take an early lead. We're throwing out the early ones. The easy ones a little bit early. So let's go down
I
to
need
Clay. Clay, who is the only one of these Cubs position players to start on opening day in 2019? Kyle Schwarber, A, B, Ian Happ, C, David Bodie, or D, Ernie Banks?
I was drunk on opening day last year. I don't remember. Well, wasn't Chris. I'm actually gonna go Bodie.
That is correct. Wow, a little hesitation. I thought you might go in a different direction. Bodie, second base.
Show business. Gotta play it up,
Yeah, David Bodie's the correct. Hap started at AAA, and Schwarber wasn't in the starting lineup. It was a lefty. Most people would fall for that with Mike Minor. All right, so we have a 1-1 game. You guys are starting out terrific. All right, let's go back to Tony here, and this is now in the postseason, the Cubs 2016 postseason category. 4 different Cub players hit 3 home runs in 2016 in that postseason. Which of these Cubs players did not hit 3 homers in that 2016 postseason? A, Javier Baez, B, Chris Bryant, C, Anthony Rizzo, or D, Dexter Fowler? Who did not?
I think Bryant had 3 homers in the World Series alone. I know Rizzo had a couple when he got hot in LA. I'm going to go with A, Javi Baez did not hit 3 homers in the 2016 playoffs.
And that is absolutely correct. He only hit 2. Addison Russell was the other to hit 3. So correct answer there. So now let's go to Clay with a chance to tie. Same category. Which one of these Cub pitchers did not record a win? Did not in the 2016 postseason? A, Aroldis Chapman, B, John Lester, C, Kyle Hendricks, or D, John Lackey?
This is a hard one. It's not. Lester definitely got a win. I remember. Hendricks got a win because he pitched. Wait, so say the question again. Was it all of the playoffs or the?
The entire 2016 postseason.
Entire
Which one did not record a win? So it's Chapman, Lester. Go ahead.
I think Chapman got the win in Game 7 technically, so I think it's Lackey.
That is correct. Wow, way to dissect that, Clay. It's a 2-2 game. You guys are batting 1,000 here. All right, now player nickname.
Got it.
That's extra credit. We'll give that later. All right, this for nicknames. So, Tony, you go first. Is the category. The Rat is the nickname of which former Cubs player? A, Ramos Ramirez, B, Joe Girardi, C, Gary Gaetti, or D, Derek Lee?
The Rat?
Rat.
Interesting. Well, I know it's not Derek Lee. Ramirez always went by Aram. I'm going to go with Gaetti, 1998 hero Gary Gaetti.
Very good. Absolutely. I told him he looked like a rat. I would never tell that to his face. Okay, so there you go. A 3-2. You guys haven't missed a question yet. All right, this is for Clay. What was Don Zimmer's nickname? A, Popeye, B, Penguin, C, Bull, or D, Zim Daddy?
Zim Daddy was a stripper there, apparently. I'm going to go with A, Popeye.
And that is correct. All right, 3. You guys were 3 for 3 on each side, so we have a tie game. Well done here. As we check our homemade scoreboard, it's a 3-3 game with Tony and Clay. Coming up, we're going to test your knowledge on Cubs movie film history and entertainment. But in the meantime, let's listen in to Taylor McGregor. Has something for our viewing audience.
Great work. Great work, guys.
Yeah, you
Very
guys were
smooth.
good.
Fun one.
You guys were good.
Who came
Very
up with these
entertaining.
questions? Tony's getting all the softballs.
I mean, Popeye was pretty easy too. I mean, right? That was
True,
But I like
I
your
wasn't born
answers.
until '94, so I think I have.
Wasn't Whitey Herzog also nicknamed the Rat? I know he went with the Cub, but or maybe I heard that about the White Rat. Maybe that's what.
What's up, Kevin?
Anyway,
Is that really
He's
why
not still
Gary
there.
named the rat?
The White Rat, I think, was the nickname.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't see. Hey, Nick, I'm sorry. I looked up on the message board and that was gone. The thing that about the exact wording for Taylor. So I just threw that in there.
Yeah, that was Chris. What you did was fine.
Okay, I'll just
Kevin, in terms of off the top, yeah, maybe go to the 4 box when Chris introduces Notch and the guys, and then that way you see all 4 at once, and that way you're not chasing.
I didn't know that. Yeah, did you? I know that was my fault, Nick. Did you want me to go that route or interview the contestants first and then Notch? I didn't. I mean, that's
I think you go contestants first, then Notch, but
yeah,
you just go to the 4 box shot. It'll cover.
Okay.
It'll cover us regardless.
Yeah, that'll cover him. Okay.
Notch, we lost Notch on that. We lost his camera, so we're trying to get him back in for this next segment.
But how was the
tied
time
at
of that?
3? We got 2. These questions are worth 2 runs each.
All right. How was the time that you wanted, Nick, for that segment? Was it
That was
close
perfect.
in terms of? Okay, good.
Yep.
Good. Because
Great pace.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we don't. Again, no offense to Notch, but I'm not going to go to him if we're moving along and the guests are hitting him. I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Or unless we need to fill time, kind of thing.
Yep. And, Notch will make his money when we get to the lists, the 30-second lists.
Right.
That's when we'll bring in Notch.
Okay.
How much time do we have for each question? I know you said try to have at least 15 seconds, but do we have a 30-second time limit or anything like that?
Yeah, it's a loose 30 that we're calling it, but we're trying to make it because a lot of these are kind of easy in the beginning. We're trying to make them a little quicker, but not so quick where the people at home don't have a chance to digest the question.
Got it. Okay.
And just so you guys know when this would air, and they were going to add music and a buzzer and all that, because I have the home game stuff, but they'll make it sound a little more professional.
Okay.
And yeah, it'll have graphics with the question on it and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's the hard part here. And if we should remind the guests or the contestants, Nick, that if they need us to repeat it, the options or something like Clay did, we should give them that option since they're not they can't look at it live while we're doing this.
Yep.
On the multiple choice.
All right, Kevin, let me know if we get Notch back.
So on this, you want me to start showing the score, or just say Tony and Clay are tied at 3, and now next category is Cubs. Okay, Cubs outfielders. Since Tony went first through that stretch, they're tied. Should I just start with Clay this time, or does it matter?
Clay will go first this time. Yep.
Okay. All right.
And just remember, when you welcome back, it's Play at Home Trivia presented by Miller Lite.
Yeah. Do you want that every time going in and out of a break? Because I'll throw it in there.
You don't have to do it every time going to break, but I think when you come back from break, you should do it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, welcome back to Play at Home Trivia presented by Miller Lite.
Okay.
Got a tight game so far. Here's the score, 3-3. We stick with our multiple choice.
Yeah, do you want the scoreboard there?
Yeah, for sure.
Where we go? I just never. Okay.
Yeah, the more you show the whiteboard, the better.
Oh, okay. All right. All precincts reporting. All right. There we go. And Notch is back, or we're just going ahead without him?
Wait, we got him back.
Okay. We tried to lose you, Notch. We all had we had the.
Hey, I'm very sorry.
That's all right.
That
was the best segment we ever did on these rehearsals.
Was it just me who got dropped?
Yeah, it was just you. Now he's frozen. I see him frozen.
No, was it just me who got dropped, or did everyone else lose?
No, it's just you. But look at that. Can you guys see that freeze with Notch? He looks like he's pondering the world. There he is. All the world's problems. All right.
Nacho's back.
Okay.
I think. Unfortunately, I can.
Nacho's having issues, guys.
I'm very sorry. I think Rosemary's. I think.
Notch, you got that hobo Wi-Fi, man. That's it. You can't.
All right. We lost him.
He might as well just get dial-up.
Yeah. That's funny.
You know what
So,
I did?
Chris,
Told me I was gonna have to watch a freeze frame.
Chris, for these questions,
Yeah.
you might as well repeat them. So you might as well just do it naturally.
Okay.
So here, yeah, who was the last Cubs outfielder? Here are the options. One more time. Last Cubs outfielder.
Right. Okay.
We'll see what that does pace wise, because that'll definitely help confusion wise.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And I'll run through it. But if they say, "Can I hear him?" I just want the guys hearing the question to know they have the option to ask, "Hey, can I hear him again? I'm down to 2, and I'm trying to, that's because that's how the mind works. If you don't see him, since we're looking at him, it's easy for us."
Yeah.
So the last thing, Nick, I want to make sure that I'm looking, because I moved that chat board up. The last thing I'm seeing at the bottom, Riley logged in. So that's right. That's what I should be seeing, because if you type something in there, okay, and it's all right, good. So I don't miss it. Are we just go others?
Queso, do you hear us?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Every time he talks, sounds like a
Hey, Nacho.
I'll have to Rosemary on Monday.
Nacho, this is Kevin. Kevin Riley. Do you hear me?
Hi, Kevin. I do.
Hey, we want to try something to improve your signal. Can you put your cell phone, take your cell phone off of Wi-Fi and do cellular data only?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
All right.
Now it's just gonna need a drink after this.
He sounded like a research alien every time he talked. Maybe Kevin could just do his voice and relay the information. Okay.
How about that?
It's a lot better.
Time count, please, Nacho.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Okay.
All right. I think we have you back.
Okay, good to be here.
All right. So we'll get ready to start the second segment. Chris, you'll welcome us back. Miller Lite, tight game, tied at 3. Still multiple choice, but there were 2 runs this inning.
Right.
And we'll start with Clay going first this time.
Oh man, I thought I was the home team. Okay.
All right, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back. Plum Trivia on the Marquee Sports Network, presented by Miller Lite. We're continuing with multiple choice through the middle innings, but this time each correct answer is worth 2 runs. And right now, checking the scoreboard between Tony Andracki and Clay Harrelbutt, it's a 3-3 game. They have not missed a question. Working on a perfect game here. All right, so let's go to Clay first. And the category is Cubs outfielders. Who was the last Cubs outfielder, Clay, to hit 3 home runs in a game? A, Sammy Sosa, B, Kyle Schwarber, C, Alfonso Soriano, or D, Mike Ditka. We always throw in a fun one. The last Cubs outfielder to hit 3 homers in a game. Sosa, Schwarber, Soriano, or Ditka.
Boy, I don't remember Schwarber or Soriano doing that. I'm gonna guess Sosa because I don't remember Schwarber or Soriano doing it.
I would have guessed incorrect. Alfonso Soriano, 2008 against the Reds. Sosa had 6 career 3-homer games. The last one in 2002. Yeah, so we had a lot of 3-homer games, but Soriano was the last to do it in 2008. All right, so that's a chance now for Tony to take the lead, staying with the outfield again. That's worth 2 runs. Which former Cubs outfielder the career hits in a Cubs uniform? A, Sammy Sosa. B, Luke Longley. C, Andre Dawson. Or D, Billy Williams.
What was the question again? The most hits in a Cubs uniform?
Yeah, Cubs outfielder who had the most career hits, right, while he was wearing a Cubs uniform. So Sosa, Dawson, Billy Williams, or Luke Longley.
All right, well, we can take Longley and Dawson out. So it's between Sosa and Billy Williams. I'm going to go with D, Billy Williams.
And that is correct. So you now have a 5-3 lead. 2,510 hits with the Cubs. And Notch, you're there. The most in franchise history doesn't belong to Billy Williams overall, right? We were talking about Cubs outfielder. So who's the all-time hits leader? Cap Anson? Do we have Notch? Notch is frozen. All right. Well, his Cap Anson, followed by Ernie Banks. Not just his career is just going to take off after this. All right, let's go to the
Maybe he's
fifth
just
inning.
thinking.
The city of Chicago feature films. This ought to be fun. Clay, you're down 5-3 here against still worth 2 runs. Which one of these baseball movies did not seen filmed at the iconic Wrigley Field? Is it A, The Babe, B, Little Big League, C, Rookie of the Year, D, A League of Their Own? Did not portray a scene that was filmed at Wrigley. The Babe, Big League, Rookie of the Year, A League of Their Own. What do you think?
I haven't seen A or B. I know C and D were filmed at Wrigley, so it's The Babe or B, Little Big. Because The Babe, it probably had the called shot, even though I haven't seen it. I'm assuming they tried to portray that. I'm gonna go B, The Little Big League.
That is correct. Little
Oh,
Big League, a movie that was about the kid managing the Minnesota Twins. But interesting that they filmed it there. All right, so now we got a 5-5 game. Let's go back to Tony. Tony, which of these Chicago-based films won the Academy Award for Best Picture? They were Chicago-based films. A, The Untouchables. B, Home Alone. C, The Fugitive. D, Ordinary People. Chicago-based films that won the Academy Award for Best Picture.
Oh, man, this is not even sports.
But it is Chicago.
Yeah, no, true. All right, well, Home Alone and The Fugitive didn't win. I haven't seen either of the other 2 movies. I guess Ordinary People. I'm going to go with D, Ordinary People.
All right, well, that's a good guess because that is correct. Shockingly, it's the only film that was shot primarily in Chicago that went on to win Best Picture of the Award. That was Mary Tyler Moore was in that movie. I believe Donald Sutherland, too. Very serious topic, but an excellent movie, obviously. All right, so you now have that 2-run lead, but let's go to the 6th inning. In the category here, Clay, we'll go back to you to have a chance to tie here. Still worth 2 runs, each correct answer. Baseball Hall of Fame. How many Baseball Hall of Famers played for only the Chicago Cubs in their career? Hall of Famers who only played for the Cubs. How many? I'll give you A, 0, B, 1, C, 2, or D, 3.
All right. Well, Ernie and Billy only played for the Cubs. That's 2. Is there some old guy that I don't like, Gabby Hartnett or something? I'm gonna guess 3. I think it's 2, but I'm gonna guess 3.
All right, that is incorrect. You were on to something. It's only 1.
Wait, really?
Become, 56 players inducted into the Hall of Fame who played for just one franchise. And I think Clay, we're all old guys, but there's some older guys, and obviously that was a tough question. I thought there were more. So it stays a 2-run difference. Let's go back now to Tony here. Since 1990, Tony, how many Hall of Fame inductees have Cub hats on their plaques in Cooperstown? So they went in as Cubs into the Hall of Fame since 1990. How many is that number? A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, or D, 4?
since 1990. So that includes Sandberg, Santo, Lee Smith. All right. Those are the only three I can think of. So 3.
All right, that's incorrect. You had the 3 right, but it's 4. You were missing a pitcher, very prominent recently on the Marquee Network, Fergie Jenkins. All right, so the answer
was
was
after
D.
90?
Come on,
D4.
Tony.
Yeah, who's back there heckling? Is that Clay or is Notch returning to show off his knowledge? All right, so we have the score at the moment, and Notch, how about that? Is that so? Jenkins was what 1990? He went into the Hall of Fame. Is Notch awake?
1991, Chris.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, it's good. As a researcher, we do need to hear
Yeah,
from
I
you.
am.
All right. Well, I appreciate Notch bringing in his background and knowledge. He's there to catch our mistakes. All right. So Tony has a 7-5 lead over Clay, but the next couple of innings, things are going to be a little bit more creative. It won't be multiple choice. We'll explain, and it'll be each contestant a chance to steal from their opponent if they miss a question. That's ahead. But let's leave you with this Hall of Fame related question to ponder as we continue on Play at Home Trivia on the Marquee Sports Network. Sorry,
Hey, I'm
I
sorry
saw
my
your.
signal keeps.
That's all right. We're just playing along. I'm just trying to do it to time because I know Nick sent me a note to bring you in. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Nacho's killing us, so obviously we got a little heavy there. But in real time, that flow is fine. It won't be like that in the real show.
Yeah, I thought the real would much there anyway. I know you wanted to bring him in to test his mic, but were we okay time wise without some of the little technical snafus? Because I thought
Yeah,
we
should be right on pace right now.
Yeah,
without the
guys
technical
answering it. Yeah, and I like. We should encourage. By the way, I was good that Clay. I'm not unless I don't want to, but our contestants, if they do want to tease the other guy or heckle, I think that makes it look fun. If how could you miss that, or how can you get the
for
easy
sure?
ones?
Yeah. The only issue with that is then you run into people talking over each other with the lag and the technology.
Yeah.
So it's not ideal.
Yeah.
That's why we try to alternate.
Okay, so
but I gotta get in.
Go ahead.
I gotta get in Tony's head, so that it just trash talk needs to be done.
There you go. See, that's the guy. That's the kind of thing I love it. Yeah. Maybe at the top too, Nick. When I bring on the contestant, hey, do you have a strategy for this? Or something. I can have a little fun with that there. But I'll try to pause more so that if they do want to comment, we can hear them and I don't step on them. But that's because that's at a good TV. But okay, that was good. No, the guys are rolling along. I think those questions were challenging for guys that know what's happening. So it's good. We got a competitive game here.
Yep, 7-5. So what we'll do, Chris, same thing. You'll welcome everyone back. You'll show the whiteboard, and then you'll explain what's going to happen here for the 7th and 8th innings.
Okay. And I'll start
then we'll
with
go
Clay because he's behind, or
Clay starts. Yep.
Okay. All right.
And then guys, just so this inning you can steal the question. So Clay, you'll go first. If you miss the question, Tony, you can answer that same question for the 2 runs.
Okay.
Ooh.
If you don't know the answer. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
And then Nick, the next question, if that were to happen that way, the next question would still go to Tony, correct? Because he stole one from Clark, right? Okay, or vice versa. Okay, so that's just for the 7th, and then the 8th. We're not giving them a choice. We just going in. I got my timer here. We're just going into the.
No, you're giving whoever's trailing the option of the categories.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I'll explain it to you. Yeah, you will be on the clock for that particular question. It's a very specific name, a certain number in 30 seconds. So I'll make sure you guys know that. Okay, well, we can try it. And then out of this, I have to make sure that I tell them the question and to write down
So instead of telling them the question, we're going to tell them the category. So it's going to be very similar to Final Jeopardy here. So it's 4 homer games hit by an individual player is what you're telling everyone. Right. They are wagering up to how many runs they've accumulated.
But we don't give them the question going to break.
Yeah, we give them the question when we come back from break.
From break, okay. But I can just mention the topic. Okay.
So you're just going to mention the topic and say get your wagers in on how comfortable or how confident you are in that category.
Right. Okay. And by the way, that's very helpful, Nick, on the sheet when we do the questions that you write in, even those bullet points of how you with the explanation of how you want that. That makes it easier
Okay.
because with the screen, it's hard to see things as well, and I can at least make notes.
For sure.
So thanks for doing that. That helps.
You
Okay,
got it.
so here we are.
Let's try Notch again before we have to fire the guy.
How many guesses can one man get?
Really? Notch, you're 0 for 5 here already. Yeah, these guys. I can see it. There's movement. Can you talk, Notch? Let's make sure we can hear you.
Yeah, you guys can hear me. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7.
All right, you sound
Now he's
great.
back.
But
Nacho's
the look, he looks like he looks like he's plastered on the ceiling or something. All right, that's okay.
Queso's like
I
Sosa
can't-
pre-PEDs. He's just 0 for 5 with a sombrero.
I'm
There
going
you
to
go.
homer at the end, though. I'm going to come up
Exactly.
back.
Yes, you'll be there when we need. I'm going to need you in that 30-second count, so you got to be ready. I can't do the
Okay.
math that fast, so you got to be ready.
Sure.
Make sure.
All right, so Chris will
Okay.
welcome us back. He'll explain. He'll show the score, and then he'll explain what's coming up on these next 2 innings. And Clay will go first since he's trailing 7 to 5. And then how it'll work is Chris will then read each of you guys for the 8th inning. He'll read you the 2 topics, whoever's trailing, and you can pick which one you want to try to answer the list from. You won't know the question; you'll just know the 2 topics. And he'll explain it.
If the guy trailing gets the first choice, then the topic's decided, right? I mean, the other guy gets the other one, correct? Topic.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he doesn't have this. The only guy trailing has the choice.
The guy leading does not get a choice. The guy leading does
Right.
not get a choice. But what he does
Okay.
get is more time to sit here and try to ponder what the other topic's question might be.
Might be. Okay.
All right, let's give this a roll. 7th inning, C block. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Thanks for joining us for Play at Home on the Marquee Sports Network, presented by Miller Lite. It's fun trivia, and it's a competitive game as we head into the later innings. Tony leading Clay by the score of 7 to 5 after each of them were batting 1,000 in the first 3 innings on our homemade scoreboard. We will continue to update, but this is a little bit different here. The 7th inning will be just generic style points. So a trivia question, there's no multiple choice option. If you miss, though, and these are worth 2 runs, your opponent then will have the opportunity to guess, and he can, in a sense, if he gets it right, steal those 2 runs, and then he'll get his question. The 8th inning is going to be more of a list style where you'll have 30 seconds, you'll be on the clock to name as many players currently, and it'll be each correct answer would be worth a run. But we'll get to that in a moment. So, Clay, since you guys having fun, by the way, other than not screwing things up with his
absolutely.
appearances.
Screwing everything up.
Okay, and we do have
Can't count.
Notch. He's standing by for further research or any statistical information we need. So, Clay, we'll start with you. And again, no multiple choice here and worth 2 runs. Name the category here. Name, these are trades, the Cubs prospect who was traded to the Mariners for Mike Montgomery in 2016. The Cubs prospect who was traded to the Mariners in 2016 for Mike Montgomery. What do you think? You have a guess? that laugh says, "Hey."
God. I remember when Mike Montgomery was traded, but I don't know. I have no clue. I don't even have a guess. Who was traded for Mike Montgomery?
He later became an all-star for the Mariners.
Oh,
So I
Vogelbach.
huh?
Vogelbach.
Yeah, there, Daniel Vogelbach. I know I can't give a hint, but that's what I said. So just for purposes, we'll say I'm trying to make it a competitive game, Tony. So we're going to give it to him. All right. So
All
just
good.
for fun
I
here.
got that.
So he ties.
I knew
he
that
ties
the
it
whole
at 7.
time. I was just playing along.
He ties it. He ties it at 7.
Now I get a clue too, Chris.
All right, fair enough. All right, Tony, that's fair. Name one of the 3 pitchers the Cubs traded to the Marlins for Juan Pierre back in 2005. All you have to do is name one of the 3 pitchers that were traded. And
Oh man. One of the 3 pitchers.
one of them was. But I have to give him a hint. Notch, can you give him a hint without screwing it up?
All three of these pitchers, there was one starter and two bullpen guys, and they were all contributors from the Marlins toward the latter part of the last decade.
He ain't gonna get it. He's got nothing.
Latter part of the last decade. Oh, geez,
the
I don't
late
know.
2000s.
Give the most prominent team for that starter was what? Was which team other than
The Marlins.
yeah? He
Definitely
stayed
the Marlins
there.
for all these guys. Yeah, Ricky
No.
Nolasco.
Ricky Nolasco was the most prominent. Sorry about that. Sergio Mitre.
No,
and
all good.
Renyel.
I had nothing.
We didn't know. Well, that's all right. Well, now we have a 7-7 game, so we're going to give you the choice then, Tony, since our hint wasn't as good for the. This is on the clock, and the category is either. You'll have 30 seconds to name as many as you can, and you get a run for each, and we're tied at 7. So you'll get either this, and you get the choice of category: Wrigley Field opposing players, or Cubs home run leaders. So either category.
Wrigley Field opposing players.
Okay, you're going to take that. So here it is for 30 seconds. There are 11 players who hit at least 28 home runs at Wrigley Field as a visiting player. And you name, when I say go, name as many as you can, and you'll get a run for each one. 11 players, this is all time, hit at least 28 homers at Wrigley Field as a visiting player. And ready, set, go.
Albert Pujols, Mark McGuire, Ryan Braun. Let's see. Jeff Bagwell. And
Just keep going as much as you can. My stopwatch
yeah,
stops. So
Dan Musial maybe.
and
Yeah, that's all I got.
And time is up because my stopwatch screwed up. I'm going to have to correct that. All right, so Notch, how many? I think I counted 2 there.
He got
for Tony.
That is correct. He had 2 correct. Incorrect answers were McGuire, Ryan Braun, and Bagwell. But Pujols and Stan Musial had at least 28.
All right, and some of the others, Duke Snyder,
Willie Mays.
Cepeda.
Willie Mays, Mike Schmidt,
Hank
Aaron,
Aaron.
Mel Ott.
Right.
Yeah, Eddie Matthews,
Okay,
Willie Stargell, Dukes.
But he had enough,
Tony's
though. Tony had enough there to take a 9-7 lead. But Clay still has a chance, and I'll get some help on the time here as well. So here, Clay, here's your category again in 30 seconds. There are 13 players with at least 140 home runs hit in a Cubs uniform. So 140 home runs or more in a Cubs uniform, 13 players. And I will start the clock. Ready, set, go.
Sammy Sosa, Ernie Banks, Billy Williams, Ron Santo, Ryan Sandberg, Aramis Ramirez. Who's the old guy? Gabby Hartnett, maybe.
Hey, very good. All right,
Anthony,
time's up.
Anthony Rizzo.
You were on a roll there. I think, let's check with our statistician. I think you got them all
Correct.
in the top 7 on the list. Is that
Yeah,
right?
we'll give him credit for 8. And not only did he get 8 correct, but he named them sequentially in order by their home run totals. So that was pretty impressive.
And he got Gabby Hartnett, which is very impressive. All right.
He's the one, I just remember from tours, he's the one old guy I got to talk about. That was in my mind.
So that was impressive. That gives Clay a 15-9 lead over Tony.
Can we pause real quick?
All right, but it's never
Tony
over until the final out. So as we head to our final break here, we want you to stay tuned. We're continuing. It's the walk-off 9th inning topic. 4 homer games hit by players, and you get your wager in and reveal the question and then how many runs you're going to wager. Think of it as a sports Jeopardy type of play. We'll continue a play-at-home trivia presented by Miller Lite with a little drama on the line. That's coming right up. All right, Nick, that was my fault on taking the initiative to give a hint. So, and then I couldn't help Tony on the other hand.
Yeah, no, I hear you. That was good though. That was natural instinct. So that was the fun part. It's just definitely don't give up the answer because you got to give the contestant a chance to steal it if they know it.
Yeah.
But in fairness,
I wanted a tie game,
Tony also
which we got.
Yeah, and Tony also.
How does the stealing work? Like, could I have stole right away because I knew it was Vogelbach? Could I have said it before Clay did?
you'd have to wait till he missed, and then you would go, and then you would have had a 9, whatever it was, 9-5. That's why I
Good
did
question,
the game
though. So that's
close.
Chris. That's something to make sure you mention when you
Make sure I
explain it.
clarify. Yeah, you can't
He
steal
gets to
until
go first.
after.
If he misses, you have the ability to steal.
Right,
Okay.
and the ability to steal. You don't if you don't know, you might as well guess at that answer. But you don't lose your question. I should make that clear. Correct, right? Even if they get the steal question wrong, they still
Correct.
get the other question. Okay,
Correct.
I'll make sure I clarify that. Okay.
I love Theo, but we've traded away a freaking all-star team of unbelievable.
Yeah.
All
right,
so,
guys, do you have your white piece of paper and Sharpie here?
I don't have a
Yes.
Sharpie, but I got a pen. Is that good enough?
Yeah, I just got a
I
pen
have
too.
to.
Yeah.
It's got to be
And I'm
nice and dark so it's legible. You guys don't own a Sharpie? Tony, you're a writer. You don't have a Sharpie?
Yeah, I mean, let me go get a Sharpie. I'll be back.
Yeah, and Nick, this stopwatch died, so I was trying to hit it on find the clock, but I obviously don't want to hit my phone and change things. So, if you could just help me and just say 30 seconds at time up or something, I'm trying to. I'm gonna have to use like a second hand on a watch as opposed to my stopwatch, unless I can find that right kind of battery. But let's see, I have one on my. Oh yeah, here I'll just use the one on my iPad, which I have now. I'll use that. That'll be better. Did I kill you on time in that segment with the hint thing, or no? Or should I?
Right now we're good. We're right where we should be.
Because I thought even if I get it, that also we have to take into consideration the time if somebody does guess wrong, steal it, and you get an extra question, and you get an extra question in there.
Yeah.
But
the other possibility that we talked about was if you do steal it and you get it correct, we just move on to the 8th inning. You don't do another question.
Yeah, that's if you're time wise. If
we're
you
tight
say
on
that,
time.
move on. Yeah, that's a good way to. But I like at least we have a 2-run. Is it 2 runs? Yeah, 9-7. Yeah, we have a 2-run difference here. All right.
No, it's 15-7.
Oh, that's right. He just I know. That's right. We didn't add the.
No, it's still
9-9.
Tony. Yeah.
15-9. So it's a 6-run difference because that's important.
6-run difference. So guys, you need to write down here on your piece of paper. Clay, you can go up to 15. You can put 0 if you want to. 0 through 15. How comfortable you feel with the topic of 4 homer games hit by an individual player. So there's going to be a question asked about a 4-homer game. You get to wager 0 to 15 on how comfortable you are. Tony, you get to wager 0 to 9. And on this same piece of paper, you will write your answer and your wager on the same piece of paper, and you'll hold it up and show it once Chris asks the question and asks each one of you.
With 4 home runs, or just people with 4 home runs?
It could be anything.
Yeah, well, that's
Okay.
we'll give.
What do I lose by missing? Like, shouldn't I just go 15 every time then for this?
No, you lose. If you're wrong, you lose all of your runs, whatever you wager.
Oh, so I can play it safe because I got more. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Clay, you want to be like the Jeopardy thing. You could. Yeah, but Tony can bet all 9 of his if he wants to try to get ahead
and win the game.
Okay.
All right, well, we can try it.
All right, so here we go. We come back. Same thing, Chris. You'll come back with welcome back. We're at 15-9. Show your whiteboard. Clay has the lead. Before we went to the break, we asked you guys about 4 homer games. You both were responsible for your wager. So here's your question. Ask the question. We'll give them, 30 seconds to come up with their answer, and then you'll start with Tony since he's trailing to show his first. All right, let's see what happens here.
Okay.
We have about, just for time's sake, let's call it 2.5 minutes total.
Okay, that'll be quicker.
And then also one thing, Chris, this is still being hashed out, but the winner, there will be a $500 donation to a charity on the behalf of Marquee Sports Network and the winner.
Okay. Do you want $500? Okay.
So let's say whoever wins here, just congratulations on the win, and on behalf of Tony Andraki or Clay Herbler and
Okay.
Marquee Sports Network, we're donating $500 to.
Wait, you want to just use Anthony Rizzo's charity for now? What is his?
There you go.
The delivery. What's the name of that? It was a delivery.
It's the
to
Anthony Rizzo Family Foundation.
That's
Anthony
it. Family
Rizzo
Foundation.
Family Foundation. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, that was really cool of him. Okay. Okay, cool.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
Is that the great Vito Corleone in the background? Oh.
Yeah.
That's a cool.
A big. Yeah. It's big. Like many, a big Godfather 1 and 2 fanatic. So. I got a lot of that hanging around the house. My wife made me move it a lot, from the dining room, but that's okay.
Yeah, when I'm old, that's the haircut I'm going with. The Vito Corleone, slick back.
That's right. It's good. Anyway, good. Okay, I wish we could work a Godfather question in sometime with baseball, but we'll figure it out. All right. How about when Sonny got beat down the guy at the fire hydrant, like the Cubs beat down the. No, I'm kidding. All right, we ready to go?
Yeah, 15-9 Clay leads. I wrote something in the.
I saw that. Okay, good.
All right, here we go. Last question, guys.
Yep.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hope you're enjoying Play at Home on the Marquee Sports Network, presented by Miller Lite. We've reached the 9th inning. It's a competitive battle here. Clay leads Tony after that rapid round by a score of 15-9. But you're never out of it until your last at bat. So this is the walk-off segment. And we told you guys the topic of our 9th inning walk-off question is a 4-homer game by an individual player. So you were both responsible for writing down how many runs you're willing to wager on that topic. You can gain or lose depending those amount of runs on your answer. And so the walk-off question is, who was the only player to hit 4 home runs in a game at Wrigley Field? Who was the only player to hit 4 home runs in a game at Wrigley Field? So you must get it correct. And the amount of runs, obviously, Tony, you need 6 runs to tie, 7 to win. Clay could play it safe with a 15-9 lead. Gentlemen, let me know when you have written down your answer and your wagered runs. Everybody in? Good?
Got it.
Okay, all right. So, Tony, you'll go first since you're trailing here. Let me see if you can hold up. It's Mike Schmidt at 9 runs. So that is the correct answer. So you put 18 on the board. So, Clay, you're going to need to get this right, depending upon how many, if we can see what you wrote down. And that is, it's right now 18-15, Tony leads. What do you got, Clay?
I'm still confused. The only player. Yeah, I'm still confused.
One more time. Just answer.
Only player to
I'm not
hit 4 home runs in a game at Wrigley. Who did you write down?
Hit 4
or did
home
you
runs
wager?
in a game at Wrigley?
Yeah, the only one to do it. Yeah.
I have no clue. Adam Dunn.
Okay. Adam Dunn is incorrect. So, and did you wager any runs?
I wagered 1. That's the only thing I wrote down. I was confused.
Okay. So, all right. So you lose a run, and Tony comes from behind to win by the score of 18-14. There is some frustration on the face of Clay, who was concerned about that question. But I'll let you work that out, hash that out with Notch. But we're gonna Tony, congratulations on behalf of you and the Marquee Sports Network. We're gonna donate $500 to charity, and the specific charity this time, the Anthony Rizzo Family Foundation. They've done nice work with first responders delivering food to those in need. So, Tony, your thoughts on defeating Clay in what was a very competitive match, and you had to rally to do it at the end?
Yeah, no, I mean, I just think Clay, his strategy was off. He was trying to get in my head so much that he wasn't even in his own head. So it kind of messed up this last question here.
All right, and Clay, were you? Go ahead.
I mean, first of all, ridiculous statement from Tony. Journalism really is falling apart in this country.
I thank you both for.
What the question was. I'm still confused. It's not your fault.
You were confused about the question. You could always ask you could always ask me to repeat the question if we have a concern. But nobody's ever hit 5 home runs in a game, and no Cub, by the way, has ever hit 4 home runs as a Cub in a game, which is absolutely amazing. Well, thanks for being good sports and for playing along, and for you at home for guessing along. A Play at Home presented by Miller Lite. We'll see you next time on the Marquee Sports Network. we almost had a brawl break out. I thought Clay was going to throw under the
Clay.
chin of Tony.